Hello, Bunny, and welcome to your deck review. For those of you joining us for the first time on YouTube, this is a series where I, Maldhound, will look at your deck's PP. PP being your premise and your practicum. Your premise is the idea behind your deck. Here we have Sultai stuff, and then your practicum is the stuff in the 99, whether or not it helps you achieve that idea. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about, is this idea achievable in the bracket they want to be in? Yes, it's Taval. We want to be in like bracket 2, bracket 3, 100% we can do that. So most of what we're going to be spending our time with today is, what did you put in the 99? Are there things we can juice? Are there things you are missing? And your primer talked a lot about, okay, we want to draw cards, we want to mill, we want to defend ourselves a little bit, and then we want to reanimate big shit. We want to reanimate a lot of big scary shit, and maybe reanimate a little bit of shit. Why do we have Ristic Study in here? Holy fuck. Okay. Got it. I am, and I'm not doing the like, maybe exaggerated short form personality here. I'm a big Ristic Study hater in most decks because it just takes over. Any game you play Ristic Study, the only important thing you did that game was play Ristic Study. So this certainly does not push you into bracket 4, but what I would be really careful about is if you have any thematic concerns about what this deck should be, Ristic Study is going to bulldoze those. If you just want it to be, what's up, I'm in Sultai, I'm here, I'm drawing cards, perfect game changer. The other thing I would consider, I think we are too value pilled. Just looking at these, let me go to visual grid so I can see them a bit better. I think we're just like Glarb here is crazy to me. Not because he's a bad card, but just because he's so, like, he kind of put things into graveyard, but he's like a little bit of a detour for a guy we think is cute, which is interesting to me. Like, same goes for Talion. Like, this is just a good guy. He doesn't, he can draw us cards similar to Ristic Study. Like, we're losing the plot of what Tival specifically likes to do in favor of, like, this man is in Sultai and is over $5. And so I think that's likely where many of my corrections will come in. I hate Lab Maniac. Lab Maniac right now is probably a symptom of this type of just like random value go plan we're doing. Usually, if a self mill deck or a deck that wants to draw a lot of cards feels like they need to run Labman, that is a symptom that you are not running enough good other finishers. So like right now we have Ulamog. You talked about reanimating Ulamog. Bro clean sucks to reanimate. Like, his main shit is having the big meaty cast trigger. So maybe we can put in some stuff that will put him back to hand, because with Taval you can definitely get to the mana values where you're going to hard cast him. But like, I believe in Torment of Palefire. If you were running, if we have the right mill pieces instead of Talion the Kindly Lord, I believe in Season of Loss. I don't believe in Labman. I think Labman is an improper response to you not being able to close out games. So I'm going to try to correct the closeout games problem enough that we can just cut Labman. Interaction, protection, removal. All very responsible. Yeah, all very, very responsible. I would probably rather have some type of instant speed interaction than Kaya's ghost form. That's really the only thing I can take issue with. This man is an evil shithead. I don't think I love Pernicious Deed. Taval is going to be making you a lot of 0 mana creatures. I don't think we fuck with that super heavy. What I would rather be doing, no, this is the wrong one. Hold on. There's like, there's a thing that lets you sacrifice your own board in the new Strixhaven set to blow somebody else up. Where are you? Where are you? I'm gonna find you. There it is. Immoral Bargain. Sacrifice X creatures, destroy X non-land permanents. This seems stone cold perfect for the deck, because what you're probably going to have is a lot of fodder creatures that you don't care very much about because of Taval. Now they can destroy your opponent's Rhystic Study. Isn't that nice? Let's see, live. I don't like this because we shouldn't be in the business of sacrificing our own creatures very much, and this is 5 mana. For 5 mana, we can be doing quite a lot of stuff for 5 mana, so setting up a different engine that is like, this seems like trauma response to my opponent's head removal. And if we're worried about our guys getting removed, I would just like, this is like a bad card that I love recommending to people. If we're that afraid of people getting us, let's do this for 5 mana. Be like, hey, you're not targeting my stuff anymore. Is there a board wipe? That guy didn't die. I kind of understand it if we're trying to like re-get the ETBs of Kokusho, but if we're gonna be in Sultai Reanimator anyway, like just let him die, reanimate him. Just bring him back another turn. We can be playing things, we can be playing things like Virtue of Persistence. You get rid of a Mana Dork early and then just Kokusho every turn in the late game. Children's fine, generic good card. Fine. I don't this is a situation where I think Taval does enough. Yeah, evil card. Multi-purpose. Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Unfortunately, great card. That's, yeah, good card, great card. Sure. Hate this guy. I understand why you're doing this. I forgive you. Great card. Okay, Out of the Tomb is maybe why we feel we need to do. Yeah, I can see how Out of the Tombs combined with the lack of like individually game-winning reanimator bombs would make you feel like, oh, I need to have Labman. For the Phyrexia is evil, great card, evil card. Okay. Okay, and then your ramp is not as bad as I thought it would be. I still disagree with some of these. You don't get rid of Lotus Petal right now. Either put Muldrotha in the command zone or get rid of Lotus Petal right now. This is no nonsense. Same goes for Dark Ritual. You don't want to be Dark Ritualing anything in this deck. If you could Dark Ritual to an early Taval, you don't want to, because then when they kill him, you're like 4 turns from having your commander again. If you like, and you don't want to Dark Rit into anything else, because you just want to reanimate it. So I think ritual mana stuff here, totally unnecessary. And then this looks like a totally acceptable bracket 2 deck. I just want to start with that. For bracket 2, you're totally good, make no changes. I can maybe suggest some punchy ads, but I think this is actually like, affectionately, this is a cautionary tale of overusing proxies, because what we've done here is we've just picked like everything everything that costs money and is generally agreed upon as being good, and it's prevented us from having a very like straight on aggressive strategy. So what I would suggest, I think the place we're lacking the most, our reanimation could be much better. I like Cauldron of Essence. I'm okay with Animate Dead, but if we want to get a lot of creatures into the graveyard, what could work very well for us is stuff like Aberrant Return, stuff like Behold the Sinister Six, stuff that's going to bring just like a lot of guys back over and over and over. I'm trying to think of other. We probably have 6 in here, right? Yeah, we have 6. The 6 can be very useful. I have found a lot more use out of guys like Valgavas Faithful than you might expect, because it could be really easy to bring back these little cheapos. So things like, let me just go and playtest this and see how distracted we are. So I'm gonna play a tap land. Who cares? I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna get Ripples of Undeath out. I'm going to draw a card, mill 3. Do I need any of you? Not really. Play a land. go pretend this is a forest. Doesn't really matter. Your mana is going to be fixed for a playtest next turn. Do I need any of you? Not really. Not more than I would want to just play Taval. So the first problem. The first difficulty I would argue we have in keeping up with higher brackets is we have land dropped into our commander. That's typically a very rough thing. And I know you have ramp in this deck. You don't have enough 1 and 2 mana ramp that I would be supremely confident that we can just find it every game. I think we even found it this playtest, but we maybe found it a turn late. So we're getting to our commander on curve. And now if we mill something big, we're really happy, right? So all that's left is to mill something big. So mill 3. Hey, there we go. There's Shieldred. We get Shieldred back. Now my difficulty here is that this doesn't really do anything. I doubt our opponents have more than 8 cards in their graveyard. And this is a problem Reanimator decks get into a ton of the time. Reanimating value engines does horrifyingly little for you. Because a reanimation deck is you spending multiple, like you're spending extra cards to cast one creature. Because we still have to play lands, we still have to ramp like the other decks, or at least this version should. And then we have to cast, like we have to use a card to get the card into our graveyard. Then we have to use another card to get it back out onto the battlefield, which means that if somebody ever uses a removal spell, we're out so many resources to have done this. And so trying to do a reanimator deck that is trying to value grind is very, very difficult outside of having Muldrotha in the command zone. Because if you have Muldrotha in the command zone, then you know with certainty you are always going to have a path to reusing these creatures. It also lines up your ramp really, really easily, because what you can do is go like, okay, well, if I have to have 7 mana in the command zone, then I need to be building a ramp package that can get to 7 mana relatively quickly, which means you're just going to have a shitload of resources to spend on everything. So my dissatisfaction with this playtest is like the place I would want to go from here. Like, let's say we get to keep Shieldred. We've removed 1 creature from everybody, which is not an incredible amount. We probably have a land back because I forgot to swing with Taval last turn. So we have a land back, we have a Druid back. I would be like diabolic intenting for the biggest bomb we could cast, which is like Oxrill. Oh no, it would be Colossal Grave Reaver. So get rid of that guy. The Taval thing would happen again. We mill a lot of other stuff. We would get another Druid back. We spent mana this turn, so I just slammed down more value pieces. And I sequence this the right way, so I get a card draw trigger off of Taval's Judgment. And then I draw Shoulder of the Apocalypse, and then I go Colossal Grave Reaver. Phenomenal. Emrakul's here. So this is the part, now the cool thing has happened. This is, I think, what I would want out of the deck. It seems like what you really want the deck to do. And so what I think you should do is you should take out a fair number of these generic value pieces, because we have a lot of things like Shieldred, Taval's Judgment, Black Market Connections that are just kind of meant to like do broadly good things. Even this other Shieldred isn't very on game plan. Like if we want to go reanimate something in bracket 3, the thing we reanimate has to either remove a lot of stuff, or everybody has to go wow, what a big problem this is. Shieldred removes a fair bit of stuff, but what I'm worried about is we don't get to choose what stuff she removes, and she's coming out to play so late that they probably have more than 1 creature, and so they can choose a shitty one to sacrifice. So I think what this deck would just broadly benefit from is some of these just broad advantage pieces. I would say like I'd actually keep Glarb because he is crazy. But like Talion, Rhystic Study, Mystic Remora, Palantir, Kai's Ghost Form, Pernicious Deed, this Shieldred, this Tormod, Cauldron of Souls, Angel of Suffering, Deathrite Shaman, Grist. I'll try to let you keep out of the tombs. Sir Conrad the Grim, Duvall's Judgment, Dark Writ Lotus Petal, Life from the Loam. Low-key overrated card. I think, thankfully, not enough people watch these videos for me to get dragged on Twitter for that. I've played it in so many decks. Dead-ass overrated card. Not as good as people think. Probably get rid of Sidisi. I'm not sure why we have sack outlets to begin with, but I don't think we can achieve this ladder very well. I think all of those could go, and frankly, if they all just became ramp, it would improve the deck. I don't think they all should become ramp. I think what we are missing here is more stuff like Emrakul, where we can go, I've reanimated this, now you are all in trouble. And so if we're willing to proxy big and scary things, Mono Black Valgavoth, probably your guy. I've put him in a number of reanimator decks. Anytime he comes down, he's the problem. Your opponents have to sacrifice a huge number of resources to stop him. He lets you steal from your opponents. He also lets you lifelink, which is really good for being able to swing him without being afraid. Other big reanimator targets I like. This one is evil, so maybe don't play this one, but Terastodon can blow up lands. So if we don't want to go even verge into 4, then maybe don't play this guy. Let me think about what else we could do. I'm trying not to suggest value grinders to you, because I think that's the thing that is most holding this deck back. Like, you're going, okay, turn 4, I play a value engine. Turn 5, I play a value engine. Turn 6, I play a value engine. Turn 7, I play a value engine. And you have this like incredible amount of value coming together, which in bracket 2, you probably run the table over eventually. In bracket 3, the elf player is just like, oh, well, on turn 7, I was going for lethal. Can you do anything about that? And you're like, no. What other just massive assholes can we play? Oh, you know, I tell you what, if you want this to be a creature reanimator deck and you do want to draw a million cards, get rid of Rhystic Study. This is your new Rhystic Study. This is a creature we can reanimate. It will draw you more cards than Rhystic Study will, I would reckon. And we have a number of paths to just bring it back when people do kill it. Other fun things that I think would soup up the deck a little bit. The Sfussy. This is not a particularly strong card. This is a goddamn hilarious card. And you talked about enjoying stealing from your opponents. This will let you steal from your opponents really goddamn well. What other things could we do? Already talked about more 1 and 2 mana ramp. I think other big haymakers we're missing. We're missing Breach the Multiverse. This is a more opponent theft. It's more translate our mana advantage into like, I'm going to reanimate something from my graveyard. But I think what we need to do is the top end of this deck needs to have more overwhelming force. Whether that is my reanimation targets have more combat damage, whether that is I am doing more things to reanimate multiple things at once, whether I am, you know, kicking Rite of Replication on the biggest thing on the board, right? Because if you reanimate, do we have any non-legendaries that would be good reanimation targets? I put 5 Colossal Grave Reavers on the board, or like I put 5 Kokosho's on the board. They all die to the legend rule. I drain you for 25 and I gain 75 life. Like it's weird. We have what seems to be this like really, really large bloat in the middle of the deck for really great things we can do between turns like 4 and 6, but we're a little bit light on the acceleration to get to those impactful things quickly enough for bracket 3, and then we're a little light on proactive things to do at the top end. Like most of our big plays outside of Emrakul are I'm controlling you, I'm controlling you, I'm controlling you, I'm controlling you, I'm valuing on you, I'm valuing on you. And I think we want to shift our priorities a little bit more towards damage, whether that involves big haymaker spells like Breach the Multiverse, whether it involves bigger reanimation targets like Valgavoth, whether it involves cloning, like big cloning. We need some way to have our board explode rather than just tick up, tick up, tick up, tick up, tick up like we're doing now. But if you just want to hang out in bracket 2, perfect deck. Well, obviously not, because Rhystic Study, right? Cut the game changers. And then it's like perfect bracket 2 deck. It has a million cards that are generically good. You're going to get to draw a lot of them. They're always going to be fun. You're always going to have something to do. It's just going to be a little bit slow. And if we want to get to bracket 3, do the sharpening I talked about. Go to Scryfall Advanced to find your new reanimation targets. If you go to Advanced, you can do creature, you can do soul tie, and I would just do mana value greater than or equal to like 7. Right? Go nuts. Find stuff you think is fun, but find stuff that can convert to damage, because we must be dealing damage to these motherfuckers. And then I think you'll have a pretty goddamn good time. So if there's any big Taval shit that I missed in the comments, please let me know. But I wish you the best, and I hope this helps.